Time now for another vlog. And October is almost gone, but it is Halloween week, which is actually the least scary thing that happened this year in 2020. Quick recap. What do we have? The bug. We still have the bug, by the way. We also had some issues between the U.S. and Iran. Issues between U.S. and China. That's still happening. Along with the riots. I mean, there was some peaceful protesting. So there's a difference. So we have that. Yay. And, next month, it gets even better. A presidential election. So some of that we'll go over and retouch over again. And then there's other things that transpired in October 2020 that we'll talk about as well. And if you're interested, check out my vlogs channel. Thank you so much to everybody that subscribed over there, by the way. And by the way, thank you to everybody that watched last month's vlog. I had over like 100 views for last month's vlog. That's freaking awesome. So obviously, there's some of you that enjoy my monthly vlog series. And I greatly appreciate you all taking the time to watch my vlogs, because it's actually kind of therapeutic for me. I reflect on the previous month, the highs, the lows. This year it's been more lows than highs. And it just gives me a chance to vent about things that normally maybe I wouldn't talk about over on the gaming channel. And some things I may have actually would talk about on the political channel. But right now the political channel is somewhere in hibernation. I have been thinking about doing like an election day video. My thoughts about elections and election day 2020. And what I think people should do. But I don't know if I actually want to go through that and make that video. I may. But if I did, it'll probably be on the Burns Report. The political channel, which is right now on hiatus. How many times do I have to put that channel on hiatus? But anyways, feel free and check out previous vlogs over on my vlogs channel. I do have a vlogs playlist. And we've been going over like everything that's been happening each and every month this year, 2020. Before that, I actually did themes to my vlogs. Like I did a vlog about fear, a vlog about anger, a vlog about a variety of topics. And I think I kind of went through all those different philosophies, those thoughts, those ideas. And that's kind of the reason why I rebranded my vlog series, a soft reboot, where I would still continue to make a monthly vlog, but at the same time, did it a little bit differently. Now, we just reflect on what happened over the month. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Anyways, feel free and subscribe to the vlogs channel. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened this month in October 2020. Or what's going to happen. Because, fun fact, there is a show I'm very much looking forward to that has yet to air. But it's technically premiering on Friday. Season 2 of The Mandalorian. And I enjoyed the first season by Kevin Feige and Dave Filoni. I thought they did a great job. And I would like for them to take over the realm and the helm. Yes, the helm, not the realm. The realm of LucasArts. Or, no, it's not LucasArts anymore. Lucasfilms. LucasArts was the video game department. I wish they still had LucasArts, though. They made some great games from back in the day. But anyways, I think that Feige and Favreau should take over when it comes to the future of Star Wars and the future of Lucasfilms. And as I've mentioned before, I would like for Kathleen Kennedy to be given the boot. But I think they're waiting for a contract to be up. So hopefully that's coming up soon. But anyways, looking forward to Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I hope it's good. It's going to be weekly. And it's a big reason why I have not canceled Disney Plus yet. After Season 2 is over, I probably will cancel my Disney Plus for a while. I already canceled my CBS All Access. I decided to start cutting down on things. You know how you like do like a gym membership? Not for me, but you know the average person, they go to a gym membership. It's like $5 a month. And the way they get you is a lot of people will just keep paying that $5 or $10 a month. And you forget about it, right? And you rarely go to the gym. Maybe the first week you go, maybe the first month you go, but then you let things slide. you might show up once or twice a week, or maybe once a week, and then once every few weeks, or once a month, or never. But you forget to like suspend or cancel your gym membership. So the gym is still like getting like $5-10 out of you every month without you even realizing it. And that's the way a lot of these streaming services are, including the ones I'm keeping, because I rarely use Netflix. I know people don't like Netflix right now because of a certain movie they put on their network, on their streaming service. My philosophy is the same as it's been. Just don't watch it. And I'm okay with people that choose to cancel Netflix. That's fine. If that's the reason why you cancel Netflix, then more power to you. And I think that in the same capacity, that gives me the right to cancel CBS All Access, because I don't like what they've done with Star Trek. The powers that be, they're currently behind the abominations of those Star Trek shows. Discovery, I tried to give it a chance. There were things that I liked about it, but there was constantly growing things I disliked about it, and ultimately I was swayed to realize that it's not really Star Trek anymore. And sadly, the same goes for Picard, and I never even bothered with Lower Decks. That thing looks like hot garbage, and none of that is Star Trek to me. And I finally decided, you know what, enough is enough. 2 seasons of Discovery wasted, and 1 season of Picard. No more. I'm done with you, CBS All Access. So I canceled that shit. And so probably after the 2nd season of Mandalorian, good or bad or ugly, I will probably just cancel my Disney Plus for the time being, because there's nothing else on Disney Plus that really interests me. I know that they're going to have some like Marvel shows. What show are they going to have coming up next? Escapes me. It's like a spin-off Scarlet Witch and Vision. Oh yeah, WandaVision. That's it. WandaVision. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be good. I don't really know. But I don't think it's enough to keep me paying whatever I'm paying a month for Disney Plus. Especially since everything I wanted to watch on Disney Plus I already watched, including episode 9. Yeah. First and last time I'll ever watch that movie was because of Disney Plus. No. I mean, I think some of you know how I feel about the sequel trilogy. And if you don't, I did do a few reviews of the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy. I do have a Star Wars playlist on my gaming channel where you can find those videos. Well, technically, those videos are over on Burns Report, because there was a time when Burns Report, I was trying to make it like a Viva Variety channel with like TV shows, movie reviews, similar to something that I did on this channel a few years ago. Yeah, history repeats itself. So maybe I'll do a 2nd season review of The Mandalorian. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But I should also do like a review of The Boys Season 2, because that wrapped up, a couple weeks ago? Season 2 of The Boys, without spoiling it, was okay. There were things I liked about it. There were things I didn't like about it. But I feel like I'm kind of in the minority. A lot of people seem to have liked Season 2 of The Boys way better than Season 1. And I don't feel that way at all. I feel like Season 1 was way better. But I feel kind of the same way about Umbrella Academy. I felt like Season 1 of Umbrella Academy was better than Season 2. But both seasons, the 2nd seasons of both shows were okay, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But circling back to Star Wars real quick, I have been playing some Star Wars Squadrons. I haven't touched it in a quick minute, but I did buy it when it came out at the beginning of October 2020. Raleigh and I and Paradise Gamer, we played it a little bit. Because as some of you know, I'm an old school Star Wars fan. Also love the older video games, including the X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter series. And I feel like that Squadrons is the closest that we're going to get to that. And I liked it. I really did. I've thought about doing a review of it. I think Angry Joe did a fantastic review of Star Wars Squadrons. But at the same time, I don't like the fact that EA and Motive are not going to add any additional content to Squadrons, like new starfighters, like a B-Wing or a TIE Defender, TIE Phantom, new maps for the dogfighting and the fleet battles, which I think is important for an online game to have something new, like starfighters. Even if they made it to where you had to like buy the B-Wing for like $5, or the TIE Defender for $5, if that was the way that they had to justify adding content to Star Wars Squadrons for the Squadrons community, I think most of us would be on board with that in order to keep new updates being added, like free maps for those modes, or maybe new modes. And some of us even float around the idea of like a Clone Wars pack, where they'd add Clone Wars maps and Clone Wars starfighters. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, with the exception of the Mandalorian content that they added, thanks Riley for sending me all that information, by the way. Yeah, that seems to be it. I mean, maybe they'll change their minds because I think there's people still playing it. But then again, like Riley and I were playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends the other night, and out of curiosity, she went to go look on YouTube and also Twitch, and only 2 people, according to Riley, were streaming Star Wars Squadrons a few nights ago. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima Legends has a lot more people streaming it. And there's still even people, including me, streaming Red Dead Online. And people streaming Grand Theft Auto Online as well. And Mafia Definitive Edition. Star Wars Squadrons, not so many, sadly. But I realize the fighter sim game, whether it comes to like air combat, like Ace Combat, or space combat, like Squadrons, is a real niche audience when it comes to the gaming community, so that is unfortunate. So it could all be about them numbers being crunched and them realizing, they being EA and Motive, that there is a community that would have paid $40 for Star Wars Squadrons, but at the same time, maybe that community wouldn't be big enough to like support additional content, even if they were to make additional starfighters to sell to us, like I mentioned. The B-Wing, the TIE Fighter, Defender, the TIE Advanced. They don't have the TIE Advanced, by the way, which was Darth Vader's ship in A New Hope, FYI. And they don't have the Phantom, and they don't have others like the Z-95 Headhunter. I feel like the Headhunter was kind of decanonized. I think that's more of a Legends starfighter, which was what the Rebels used prior to the events of the original trilogy. So that kind of got put into Legends or Expanded Universe, the Z-95 Headhunter. I know, I'm geeking out here with my Star Wars knowledge. Sorry. Okay, let's move on to another video game, Mafia. I realized last month I mentioned something about the vlogs going forward being Mafia Definitive Edition with Freeride as the B-roll, me driving around in Mafia Definitive Edition. I decided this month, since it's Halloween, since I'm using the Frankenstein, which is a Halloween surprise car for GTA Online, to go back to GTA Online. Next month, I may go back to Mafia Definitive Edition Freeride. We'll see. Let me know below in the comment section. What B-roll do you prefer? Do you prefer me driving around in GTA Online or Mafia Definitive Edition Freeride? You could just say Mafia. Say GTA, Mafia, keep it simple, or Red Dead. I really didn't like doing, after the fact, I really didn't enjoy vlogging while galloping around in Red Dead Online. For some reason, it just didn't feel right. Plus, there's so many dynamics in Red Dead Online now that it's kind of annoying to do so. Plus, you don't have like a private lobby to go off into like I'm in right now where no one will bother you. Because I'm not afraid of the griefers in GTA Online. The broomsticks, the orbital cannons blow me to bits. If I was to be in a friend lobby, there's always the possibility, and it has happened in previous vlogs, where players will just join on me. Now, they're harmless. They're just, friends and viewers, subscribers that are friended to me. And they're like, oh, GB's in GTA Online. I want to go see what he's doing. And they don't realize that I'm driving around recording a vlog. It's not on them. So without that distraction, I just put myself into an invite lobby in GTA Online. So that's probably why the B-roll, maybe I'll just rotate it. 1 month it'll be GTA Online. The next month, free ride for Mafia. I think that might be the best way to go. But your honest opinion? Do you even care about the B-roll? Maybe if it was just would you be happy if it was just like a blank screen of darkness, of the abyss? Would you prefer that? There's your 3 votes, right? GTA, Mafia, or the Abyss. Don't vote for the Abyss, okay? Don't do it. I'm not going to do that. Because I'm literally driving around during these vlogs. So what you see in the vlog and the B-roll is me literally driving while I talk, with notes on the table of some things I want to talk about. And sometimes I oof with the car, and sometimes I have to edit shit out. Not always, but anyways. But speaking of Mafia Definitive Edition, I did wrap up with last week my playthrough on Classic difficulty, and sadly there's always going to be an asterisk by that, because there was one mission in particular I just could not beat on Classic difficulty. The race. The race was a nightmare on Classic. I realize there's some people like Karunzi and others that have managed to beat Mafia Definitive Edition on Classic difficulty, but I'm not one of those people. I mean, hell, I had a series called Racing Badly from the early days of the channel, and I think ended up with 300 plus episodes of that series, from like GTA Online to Watch Dogs to Drive Club and Mafia 3. All that was part of my Racing Badly series. I have 3 playlists filled with episodes of me racing badly. I love racing and video games, but I'm terrible at it, which is why I couldn't win on Classic difficulty in that race in Mafia Definitive Edition. Hell, I couldn't even win on hard. I had to bump it down to medium just to get through the damn dirty race. And on medium, the game practically lets you win. It practically lets you beat the race on medium difficulty. So it sucks, because I kind of wanted that achievement. Most of the time in a video game, I don't really care for achievements. I'm not an achievement trophy hunter. But at the same time, as a fan of the original game, I really, really wanted that Classic achievement, because I've played through the original game quite a few times. And yes, I would lower the difficulty for the race in the original game as well. But for the rest of the game, as I did in my original playthrough of Mafia: The City of Lost Heaven, which is in the Mafia playlist over on the gaming channel, along with both my Mafia Definitive Edition playlists, medium and classic, with the asterisk, I had a bit of a challenge, a little salt when it came to playing through the original game. Yeah, but I enjoyed playing through it, just like I did with Mafia Definitive Edition. Going forward, I'm having a little break from Mafia right now. Maybe in the spring we'll go back to streaming on Mafia Mondays. Maybe we'll get around to going back to New Bordeaux, Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. Yeah, I think January is a good place to wait for that, because right now I'm kind of focused on other games like Red Dead Online. Hopefully there'll be a new update for Red Dead Online coming up sometime in November. I'm hoping that's the case. And Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I've been loving Ghost of Tsushima Legends. As some of you know, I've been playing quite a bit off stream with Riley, Karunzi, Whiskey, along with, Blue Nova Corgi, Cook, a few others. Yuji Outlaw, Ben, Kane. They haven't been playing as much, I don't think. But Raid is coming up on Friday. Very excited about Raid. I hope that's good. And it's going to be challenging, so I'll be streaming that on Friday on the gaming channel. Looking forward to that. The original reason why I bought Ghost of Tsushima was the story mode, the single-player aspect. And at the time, most of us had no idea that there was going to even be a multiplayer version of that game. None of us knew, but they were working on it. Sucker Punch, props to them for making such an awesome multiplayer game. There's only 2 modes. There's a co-op story mode with you and a friend, and there's a 4-player survival mode, but there's different difficulties, right? So you have to get better and better, plus you get new items as you rank up, and you have 4 different characters, classes to choose from, and you could rank up all 4 if you want, or you could just focus on one. Samurai, Hunter, Assassin, Ronin, and it's a lot of fun, and Samurai is obviously my favorite. I'm working on the Ronin and the Assassin. I don't know if I'll ever be good at the Hunter, because the shooting, because it's basically the archer. You have to be like really good with a bow and arrow, and you have to free aim this, right? At the Mongols and the Oni that are coming after you. And let's just be honest, I rarely get a headshot. I'm lucky to actually hit my target in a video game with a bow. Or free aiming it in Mafia Definitive Edition on medium or classic difficulty, but I digress. So I'm very excited for the 3rd mode that they're adding to Ghost of Tsushima Legends, Raid, which is it's basically 4-player story mode, but it's going to be really, really hard. But the cool thing about survival and co-op is you have difficulty levels. You start off at bronze, you play through both co-op story mode and survivals, you beat them all on bronze, and you can go back and play them again on survival, and you can do this as many times as you want. And once you rank up high enough at silver, you move on to gold. And by the way, I'm at gold level on all these co-op missions as well as survivals. In fact, we've been doing some Nightmare. And we've done 2 missions on Nightmare so far. And we've attempted to get through Nightmare Survival. And that was a nightmare. No pun intended. And coming up later in November, I'm also hoping to go back to story mode of Ghost of Tsushima because they also added a new Game Plus mode, which is something I'm very excited about. And I'll definitely be streaming that coming up in, hopefully sometime in November. That's my plan. And that's a big reason why we're taking a break from the Mafia franchise for now. In case anybody was wondering why after I wrapped up the classic streams of Mafia Definitive Edition, I haven't made any announcements regarding Mafia going forward. If Hangar 13 makes any like DLC announcements for Mafia Definitive Edition or adds any additional content to Free Ride, I'll definitely cover it in a newswire, in a video, but that's pretty much it for the time being. Who knows, maybe they'll eventually announce the next Mafia game, hopefully. I do hope that Mafia Definitive Edition sold well enough along with the Mafia trilogy to merit Hangar 13 being able to make a 4th Mafia game. Technically, Mafia Definitive Edition is the 4th Mafia game. It's a remake of Mafia: The City of Lost Heaven, but if you count each one as its own individual game, yeah, Mafia Definitive Edition is a remake, but it's also the 4th game in the Mafia franchise. Because there are some differences in the story between Mafia: The City of Lost Heaven and Mafia Definitive Edition. That's just a fact. But a sequel to Mafia 3, but a continuation of the overall Mafia franchise is something that definitely piques my interest going forward. As well as I don't know, maybe like Grand Theft Auto 6 Rockstar. I know, you're too busy milking this game. Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto Online. I can't believe that is coming to next gen. What, in the summer of 2021? By the way, the launch of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is coming soon. I think Watch Dogs Legion is already out. Some people are enjoying that. I still don't know if I'm going to end up getting it. It looks like it's fun, but then I've also heard people say it's basically no different for the most part than the previous 2 Watch Dogs. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I have no real interest in Assassin's Creed Valhalla because when I think of Assassins, I don't really think of Vikings. No, doesn't really work for me. I'm sure it'll be a great game. It looks good. I mean, hell, I don't mind if it was just a Viking game where you just play a badass Viking, right? But they're slapping the Assassin's Creed logo and IP on it. I wish they would just branch off, right, and just create like different universes. Maybe set in the same Assassin's Creed universe, but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have to have anything to do with assassins or Templars. It could just be about Vikings, right? And it could still have like an assassin show up every now and then, or a Templar, maybe some Eden references or something in the background. A little homage to the Assassin's Creed franchise. A spin-off, if you will. Featuring Valhalla, or previously with Odyssey, or Black Flag. I always thought that Black Flag was worthy of being its own IP because I love me some pirates, argamates. And if you notice in some games, anytime I have the opportunity to put a pirate flag on something, like my cars in Rocket League, and my camp flag on the Red Dead Online. It basically, the one of the new camp flags in Red Dead Online is basically a pirate flag. Now, there was a variety of different pirate flags, not just the Jolly Roger, the Skull and Crossbones. There was quite a variety. And one of the flags that they put out definitely resembles a pirate flag, so a lot of us just call it a pirate flag. It looks really cool. But yeah, if we had a pirate flag for our yacht in GTA Online, I would definitely put the pirate flag on my yacht. If we had pirate flags that we could put on our cars, I guess you could go into a crew and make a pirate flag, I suppose. So I guess that's an option. I would just put pirate flags on everything. I know, that's crazy, right? But Black Flag, I think, deserved its own like spin-off franchise. And I just don't really have any interest in Valhalla. And at the moment, when it comes to next-gen consoles, some people keep asking me, GB, are you going to purchase the PS5 or the Xbox Series X? No. Not anytime soon. Even Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm sure is going to be a great game because CD Projekt Red is a great developer. You know, Witcher 3. And they put a lot of years, blood, sweat, crunch into that game. I'm sure it's going to be great, even though it got delayed again because of the next-gen consoles. Hopefully, once it comes out in December, it'll be good. I still don't know if I'm going to pick that up. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Just like with Legions. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. And I don't really know what the future holds. It probably won't be good, what's left of 2020. Maybe Cyberpunk will be good. Maybe the rest of it won't be so good. We'll get to that in a little bit. But anyways, I think that's enough chit-chat about video games for the time being. So yeah, I'm going to wait a few months when it comes to next-gen consoles. Maybe 6 months from now, if things have gotten better and I'm still around and you're still around and we're all still here, hopefully in 2021, hopefully it'll get better. Then maybe I'll purchase a PS5 as well as an Xbox Series X going forward. Especially if I intend on continuing to cover and play GTA Online on next gen. Rockstar is going to have to do a lot to get me on board with the milked edition of Grand Theft Auto 5. And at the moment, I just feel like a 7-plus-year-old game needs to be sunsetted. As successful as it's been, as successful as GTA Online has been, it's time for Rockstar to move on to Grand Theft Auto 6, Bully 2, something else. I doubt we'll see Red Dead Redemption 3 anytime soon, if we ever get Red Dead Redemption 3. But anyways, what is coming up this weekend? Quite a few things. We got Mandalorian. I think that comes out Friday. I'm excited for the first episode. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully the entire season of Mandalorian will be great. And this weekend, daylight savings. I think previous weekend, other countries have already experienced daylight savings, moving your clocks back. And this weekend, we're doing that in the States. I believe it's on Sunday. Not really looking forward to it. Yes, we get an extra hour of sleep. Oh boy. But I think it's become redundant. I think it's become pointless. There was a time when I guess daylight savings made sense. Since we all have clocks now and alarms, like even most of us have a smartphone, you probably have an alarm on your phone. You know when to get up, when you have to get up. I don't think we need daylight savings anymore. I think we should just have a set time and stick with that. Some countries actually do that. I think Puerto Rico still does that. I think there's at least one state in the U.S. that does that. Is it Arizona? I don't know. Let me know, Arizona. Is it your state that still does that? It's like, you know what? Screw daylight savings. We're not doing that. I'm more than happy to follow suit and say, screw it. I'm just tired of daylight savings. It's just dumb. Move your clock backward. Move your clock forward. Move it backward. Move it forward. It's just annoying. It's pointless. And at least this time of year is one of my favorite times of year. You know, the fall, finally cooler weather in the south. And Halloween. I do like Halloween season. I absolutely love it. I've always loved it. And it's just fun. A good old time. For the most part. But unfortunately, I live in kind of a religious area, the Bible Belt. And a lot of them don't want to acknowledge Halloween. Oh, they'll do everything except for call it Halloween. They'll call it Pumpkin Fest. They'll call it Fall Fest. They have a few other ones they call it. But they'll do everything. They'll have the pumpkins, all the jack-o'-lanterns, all the costumes, all the kiddies. And they won't call it Halloween. Because it's the devil. Come on, it's just Halloween. Just calm down. Alright? Hell does not await you if you call it Halloween. It's serendipitous that that sign happened to be right there when we were talking about Halloween. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm kind of agnostic. I'd like to believe there's something beyond life and death. I'd like to believe in an afterlife, in a God or supreme being, that when things end, as I've mentioned in previous vlogs, that it's not it. I don't want to believe that the light goes out when this life ends. I would like to believe that there's more to it, that there's an afterlife and maybe there's many levels of existence. Maybe reincarnation is a thing. That's something I believe in. I believe I've lived past lives. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I believe it, though. It doesn't mean it's true, but still, I believe. I just don't like the idea of, I guess, when it ends, it ends. Because I feel like that when we go through our lives, of all the experiences we've endured, the good times, the bad times, the memories, the joy, the love, the sadness, everything in between, I feel like it has to mean something. I like to believe that we have a conscious, that we have a soul, a katra, I know I've probably talked about this once or twice in a previous vlog. For those of you that have been listening to my vlogs for a while now, that's just what I think. But Halloween's not a big deal. No claims bonus. Wow, I got an award. I feel special. Oh, boy. After all these years, I finally got that award. I didn't even realize that was a thing. But, well, I guess it's an early Halloween treat for me. I may dress up for my Reddit Online Halloween special stream on Saturday. It's Saturday on the PS4. Sunday's the day after Halloween, and that's when things get really scary, but we'll segue to that now. Other things that happened in October, a few birthdays. My Papaw celebrated his 95th birthday, so happy birthday, Papaw. And see, my niece, I think she's 17 now, so happy birthday to my niece. She turned 17 this month. She's almost an adult. That's scary. And my girlfriend, yeah, she had her birthday, I think around the beginning of the month, so that's cool. A lot of October birthdays. I know a few other of my viewers and subscribers also had an October birthday, so that's awesome. So if you had a birthday in October, well, happy birthday. Things that did also transpire in October, as I may have touched on a little bit. We had some presidential debates. I watched the first one. I got the highlights from the second one. It's just like Grumpy Old Man 3, isn't it? For the most part. I don't know. I hate to say it. I can't bring myself to vote for Biden. I can't bring myself to vote for the third-party candidates either. And I used to be a third-party guy. I used to be a libertarian. I'm more of a moderate now. I'm more of an independent. But I have no faith in the current third-party candidates, so I'm not going to vote for them. And I don't believe in wasting a vote. I believe that everybody has a right to vote for whoever the hell they want to. And if you want to vote for an independent candidate, if you want to vote for a third-party candidate, then that's fine. That's your vote. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you have to vote for somebody. And if you don't want to vote, then don't vote. If you don't like any of the candidates running, then don't waste your time voting. Just say, you know what? I don't feel like voting. And that's something I'm still debating personally about what I'm going to do on Election Day. I honestly, at this point, I don't know. I'm leaning one way, and I think some of you probably know what way I might be leaning, but am I willing to actually cast that vote? I don't know. But a lot of the reason why I might be leaning that way is because of a lot of the bad stuff that's happened in 2020. The fact that you've had peaceful protesting, and I do believe in police reform. I do not believe in defunding police departments. I think there's a difference. I believe in free speech for people to peacefully assemble, to air their grievances. Peacefully. That does not include rioting, looting, harassing people. So I'm against all that crap. Absolutely. And when you have local and state governments that turned a blind eye to it in their cities, and they have shops being looted and robbed, and you have graffitiing, and you have buildings being literally burned to the ground, and people harassed and attacked, and mobs like going after people in cars simply because they're trying to get from point A to point B. And they're blocking traffic. They're breaking the law. It's not enough for them to be on the side of the road waving their signs. You know, I used to be all about the peaceful protesting as well, waving my signs. No war with Syria. I was a Ron Paul supporter, but in all the times that I was active politically with peaceful protesting, guess what? I wasn't doing it in the middle of the street. I did it on the side of the road, peacefully. I wasn't looting shops. I wasn't graffitiing. I wasn't doing any of that crap. I wasn't breaking any laws. I was exercising my First Amendment right. And I believe that everybody in my country, all American citizens, have that right. Whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, I don't care. You have a right to your opinion, just like I have a right to my opinion. And you have a right to peacefully assemble and wave your sign. That is a right that I believe most people deserve to have. And a lot of countries do have that right now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of censorship out there, including in my country, especially through the social medias. And that shit is getting very, very tiresome. When one side is getting censored. And at first, it was the extremes, right? The more extreme ones, the racists, the far right. But then, as it starts to move closer and closer to just regular people that are on the right-leaning conservatives, are centrist conservatives, or moderate conservatives, then you come to realize that the censorship is a slippery slope. Because if you take away one group's right to free speech, then you start taking away other people's rights to free speech. And before you know it, nobody has that right. That is the point of freedom of speech, is the right for everybody to have that right of freedom of speech. And I believe that even people that I completely disagree with, whether you're far right or you're far left, as long as you're peaceful, you have a right to your point of view. You have a right to speak. You have a right to say something. And I think that the same should be on the social platforms. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Now, I realize there are companies that own these platforms. And on one hand, they have certain rights to control their platform. They own it, right? It's kind of like their own countries, like the United States of Twitter, the Republic of YouTube, the Democratic Republic of Facebook. In a way, they are each their own country. However, I do think that they're going too far with the censorship, and they are showing an hypocrisy. It needs to stop. It seriously does. Because Twitter and the social medias are becoming worse and worse. And every year it's bad, and every year it gets worse. You have these keyboard warriors out there just fighting each other, dehumanizing one another, forgetting that they're actually supposed to be having a conversation with another human being. And that's one thing I've talked about before. If person A and person B were to actually sit across a table at a diner or a coffee shop, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, and have a chat, even if there are some things they disagree on, maybe there'd be some things they agree on. And maybe at the end of the day, the things they disagree on, they would simply just agree to disagree, shake hands, or in this case, fist bump or nod heads, and just move on. But people have stopped treating each other like human beings. And that's a big problem with the social media, is you have a lot of people that demonize each other back and forth, trying to cancel each other. And it's just all around. Like, you see it out on the streets with the rioting. You see it on social media. The growing civil unrest, the divide, the toxicity, the cancel culture. It's getting out of control. And I fear that if it hasn't reached a breaking point yet, that it soon will. And that's just something that I really am concerned about right now, going into November. Because I feel like it's about to get considerably worse. Before we get back to serious topics, sports, I do like to mention some sports. Why not? Let's see, Lakers, they won the NBA Finals. Let's see, the LA Dodgers, they won the World Series. LA team's winning, huh? I still like to jokingly call them the Brooklyn Dodgers. And some people are like, yeah, go Brooklyn. How about them Brooklyn Dodgers winning the World Series? And I'm like, dude, they haven't been in Brooklyn in years. I'm like, so? In an alternative universe, the Brooklyn Dodgers still exist, right? Right. But yay. See, American football, let's see, pro football is still happening. College football is still happening. I watch both at a passing. I'm just not as into it as I used to be. It's like every year I become less and less interested in it. But for some reason, there's part of me that just kind of likes watching out of entertainment. And I don't know why, but I just do. Whenever I'm really bored and I have nothing else going on, I'll watch the LSU Tigers play. I'll watch the New Orleans Saints play. It's not like I'm rooting for them to win. It's just I'll watch for like a quick minute. And then I'll go do something else. I just don't care anymore. I hate to say it. I just don't really care. And then sometimes there'll be like a random game on. Like the other night. Be like, my friend and I were watching it because he's been crashing in my guest room while he's trying to find work. And after the LSU game, it was Texas State versus BYU, and I was all like acting like I was a huge Texas State fan. So that was kind of funny. I was just pretending to be a Texas State fan, going like, "Go Bobcats! Come on, Texas State! Come on!" And I was all acting like I was hyped because they scored first. They got 7 points on the board, and then I started acting like I was mad that BYU started scoring. I I only did that for like a quick minute, but it was funny. It was funny to me. Oh no, hell awaits again. We're driving around in circles, quite literally, in this vlog. But yeah, so that's sports for you. Enough sports. Let's talk about some other things going on in the final, I guess, the final leg, the final act of the October 2020 vlog. See, I had a doctor's appointment Wednesday. Finally got around to finding a new doctor. So I know some people were nagging me about that. Friends, family, viewers, subscribers. Finally have a new doctor. She seems nice. Kind of like her. Hopefully it'll work out. And did an exam. I got some blood work. Still going to wait and see what that's all about. Drawing blood. It's just something I just don't like. I know most people don't really care. But my trick is I just simply focus on something, right? Like, that's what some people ask me. Like, GB, I don't like it whenever the doctor does that. What do I do? And just do what I do. Focus on something else. Focus on a painting. Focus on a photo in the room you're in. Or if there's a chart on the wall with some writing, read the writing over and over again. Or just think about something else. Think about what you're going to do later on in the day. Think about a show you're going to watch, or a video game you're going to play, or a book you're going to read, or some sort of hobby. Just focus on something else. Just put your mind somewhere else for that minute or two. And hopefully that'll be enough to get you through that ordeal of having a little bit of blood drawn out of you. But hopefully the blood work will give me a better idea of what's going on with me. Hopefully it'll get me closer to solutions, sorting out my internal pain, and coming up with a remedy. Here's hoping, right? But anyways, what else? Oh yeah, I got to replace my hot water heater. So for the past few days, my hot water heater has been giving me like lukewarm showers. And as it gets cooler, lukewarm showers are not fun. So I've been like speed rushing through my showers. So I finally decided, you know what? I just got to do it. I got to get a hold of the plumbers, and I got to get a new water heater. So they're coming in Friday, and they're installing a new water heater. A few months ago, I had one come out and fix it, but they told me that was a temporary fix, that this water heater wasn't long for this world. It's going to have to be replaced, and unfortunately, that's happening Friday. The good news is I'm going to get a new water heater and fresh new hot water for showers. The bad news, it'll cost me a few bucks, but fortunately, I am good at saving money. I'm not only cheap in video games, I'm also good at saving money in real life, which I think you should do, especially with the times that we all live in. Just some friendly advice. There are, times when we want to buy something like a video game or something. You don't need it, but you want it. But most of the time, you don't really need it. And that's what I go with. Like, most of the time, I try to focus on the things I need. The bare essentials. Food, water, paying the bills, and making sure I have enough money for gasoline in my truck, as well as a nest egg, a parachute, a little bit put away for a rainy day or a rainy week or a rainy year, so to speak. So that's always smart. Plan ahead. The gaming channel, I don't know if it's across the board issue. Maybe it is. But it just feels like the past few weeks, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, the views have just not been there. And I'm grateful for the views I get. I'm grateful for all of you that watch my vlogs. I'm grateful for the views I get for my content on the gaming channel, live streams, and the videos I make. But I don't know, it just feels like it's a downward trend. Maybe it's just the games I cover. Maybe right now there's just less people interested in Red Dead Online. And that's a big part of my channel, And there's not as many people interested in my Ghost of Tsushima Legends, but the difference is I'm really enjoying Ghost of Tsushima Legends, so I'm still going to stream it, even if I don't get as many views. So that's something I've been thinking about, like, I put a lot of work into this video, yet it's just not getting the views that I was hoping for. And that's the way it is when it comes to being a content creator and a streamer. Not all of your views or videos or streams are going to be hits. They're not all going to go viral. In fact, very rarely will that be the case. But it does feel like the average across the board on my channel is down. So that's something that, it kind of sucks. I hope it's just a fluctuation. Maybe once there's new content for Red Dead Online and new content for GTA Online, maybe those numbers will go back up again. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But, that's just the way it goes. It is discouraging, when I make the event week videos and there isn't as many views on average as I would like. But I understand. I'm not trying to force any of my viewers or subscribers to watch my content. It helps when they do. It helps when they leave a like. It absolutely helps with the algorithms and whatnot. But I can't force people to watch content they don't want to watch on my channel. I can't force them to watch live streams they don't want to watch. I put it out. And there's things that I'll keep doing that I enjoy doing. But then there's some things that eventually, if the numbers continue to be low, like the event week videos for Red Dead Online, I don't know. Maybe I just have to reassess it. Or maybe I just have to accept that people rather me do those live. I just don't know. So that's just something I think about. Many things I think about. But see what else. My Wi-Fi router. I'm thinking my Wi-Fi router might be on the fritz. Earlier I was having issues with it. I hope that's not the case because I'm already having to replace my water heater, which is going to cost a few bucks. But the router's nowhere near as expensive as a hot water heater. But as the old saying goes, when it rains, it pours. Halloween treats for me. Oh boy. A new water heater and probably a new router. I think the modem's still fine. But it might be the Wi-Fi router that I might have to replace. I hope not, but if I have to, I have to. Especially for, live streaming. It could cause an issue for that, so I definitely need to consider replacing that. I'll look into it. Maybe I'll take care of that later on before the next stream. We'll see. What else is happening? Anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, moseying into November. I feel like November is going to be a terrible month. It's going to suck, I think. I realize 2020 as a whole has sucked. With a few diamonds in the rough. A few good moments here or there, like Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Mafia Definitive Edition. I guess Season 2 of The Boys was okay. The last Tremors movie on Netflix was better than the previous two. Wasn't great. I have a guilty pleasure when it comes to Tremors movies. I love the original, and so I've been watching all the ones since. The second one was pretty good. Third one started going downhill, and then it just kept going downhill. But for some reason, I just can't get enough of Michael Gross as Burt Gummer. I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. But anyways, the last Tremors movie, and I hope it's the last one, unless they completely reboot it. Wouldn't surprise me they reboot and remake everything. Yeah, I thought it was better than the last other two sequels, so that's not really saying much. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. But the original Tremors movies, at the very least, the first one is definitely worth watching. Burt Gummer, you got Michael Gross, you got Fred Ward, you got Kevin Bacon. Reba McEntire was also in it. Who else was in it? I don't remember. But the first one's definitely worth watching. The others, I know, it's a guilty pleasure, but... What else happened? I think, Ghost of Tsushima, and of course, Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And I think that's it. So, presidential election coming up, election day in America. It's not just the presidential election, there's also other elections happening at the same time. You have some Senate elections happening across the country. You have all the congressional, like the U.S. seat. Like, we have two houses, right? We have the U.S. House, and every 2 years, they're all up for re-election. The senators rotate, and every 2 years there is a senatorial election, but not all senators are up for re-election. It's kind of weird how it works. But senators are in, their term is 6 years. The House, the congressmen and congresswomen, congresspeople, are every 2 years. The president's every 4 years. So we have a presidential election. That's the big one. Basically, it's Trump versus Biden. I say it's going to be a close election. And I don't want to predict the outcome. I hope that whatever the outcome is, that despite the concern of voter fraud, mail-in ballots, and whatnot, there's a lot of concern right now regarding potential voter fraud. A lot of evidence, a lot of information is coming out that looks very concerning, in my opinion. And I didn't even touch on the Hunter Biden scandal. But yeah, that's a thing. The mainstream media doesn't want that to be a thing, but it's still a thing. Yeah. But the voter fraud issue is also a thing too, mainstream media. Like, mail-in ballots seem very unsecure. There's a difference between mail-in ballots and absentee ballots. Absentee ballots have a lot more I guess checks and balances to it. It doesn't seem like that's the case with the mail-in ballots, and that concerns me because that could lead to some shady nonsense that may occur, some shenanigans, if you will. So I am worried about that. It's going to be interesting to see how the presidential election turns out. If Trump wins, I hope it's decisive so that there can be no debate as to whether or not he actually won. So I hope that if he wins, there's no doubt of his victory. If Biden wins, then I hope it's the same thing, where there's no doubt. I know this is going to get disputed. I know it's probably not going to be determined the first night. Maybe a few days. They may have to tally in the mail-in ballots. Oh, great. There'll probably be some recalls. There'll be some disputed nonsense. There'll be some lawsuits that's going to happen. Eventually, one of those two will be picked as president. Either Trump will be reelected or Biden will be elected. Basically, Kamala Harris will be elected because Biden's just a fucking puppet. He's not really all there. That's the truth. Of course, the mainstream media, the Democrats, they don't acknowledge that. It really is Harris-Biden. That's the truth. I'm not really a Harris fan either. Maybe I'm just letting it out. But anyways, whatever the outcome is, vote for whoever you want to vote for. Vote for whoever you believe in. If you don't believe in anyone, then don't waste your time voting. Like I said earlier, I still don't know if I'm going to vote on Election Day. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I think some of you by now get an idea of who I might be voting for, and I didn't vote for them in 2016. I didn't vote for him or Hillary, but with everything that's happened this year, and with all the shenanigans, all the rioting, all the BS, and the fact I have no faith in Biden, and I have no faith in Kamala Harris, it really does come down to the devil you know. And I hate to do that. I hate to be in this position, but I feel like I am. But if you disagree with me, that's fine. Once again, everyone's welcome to disagree. I'm not trying to cancel anybody. And for those of you that are going to vote for Biden, go ahead, vote for him. I'm not. No. But if you vote for him, that's fine. I understand. Everyone has their reasons. But just make sure it's because your choice. Your vote, your choice. Not because somebody else told you to do it. Do it because you choose to do it. Or not do it. So hopefully the end of the results will be confirmed. Hopefully. And there'll be no doubt. I doubt this. What are we kidding? It'll be contested. It'll be close. It'll be disputed. There'll be shenanigans. There'll be voter fraud. There'll be lawsuits. Hell, it might even come down to the Supreme Court. It may come down to Congress to decide who won. I don't know. We'll find out one way or the other soon. Very soon. Which is why Election Day is scarier than Halloween. Yep. Not looking forward to November 2020. But I guess for the most part, I guess you could say October 2020 was 50-50. Some good, some bad. November 2020 might be a lot of bad. So hold on to your butts. I feel like 2020 is about to get worse. Plus, it's the fall, and that means the bug might be resurging. Yeah. But your thoughts, your views, your opinions about October 2020 and November 2020. Hopefully, I'm still around. Hopefully, you're still around. And if I am a month from now, we'll see how all this plays out. The good, the bad, and the ugly of November 2020, which is mostly what the next vlog will be about, most likely. Once again, if I'm still around. At this point, who knows? But I do appreciate all of you taking the time to watch my vlogs. And hopefully 2020 November will go better than I'm fearing. Probably not. But if you enjoy my vlog series, check out previous vlogs. Leave a like on your way out the door. And hopefully I'll see you a month from now for the November 2020 vlog. Yay.